So, if we define cataract, cataract is by definition any opacity of the lens fibers and or its capsule. So, any opacification in lens would be termed as cataract. Now, if we see a picture, pupillary area will be transparent and this pupillary reflex will appear to be black when your lens is transparent, because there is no obstruction to that light rays by that opacified lens. Now, once you have a opacification of the lens will not remain transparent and the pupillary reflex would appear grey. As you can see in this picture, this is how the lens is clouded by a cataract and hence the pupillary region looks to be grey in color. So, this is your cataract. Now, we must know what is the etiology of cataract. What is the most common cause of cataract? And the most common cause of cataract is age or senility. So, advancing age, old age, senility is the most common cause. The next in the list is the sunlight, and in the sunlight, especially the UV spectrum, the UVB rays are the important causative factor. Now, next is smoking. So, smoking is very important because it has a lot of hydroxykynurenine. So friends, this is a very harmful agent. This can promote cataract formation. So smoking is hazardous. Okay. Now next would be decrease in the antioxidant levels. Now obviously, once you have a malnourishment or you don't have a proper nourishment, your antioxidants could be decreased. Once you have a lot of stress, your antioxidants could be decreased. So when you have decreased amount of catalase, glutathione, superoxide dismutase, vitamins, so you may have early cataract formation and early progression of cataractogenesis. So antioxidant is very important. So guys, no stress in the life to have a good transparent and a healthy lens. Now the next one is your congenital infections. So congenital infections like torch. So if mother is harboring rubella, cytomegalovirus during pregnancy, the baby, the newborn can have a congenital cataract. So this is also important. Now next is the role of genetics. So usually genetics does not play a very important role, but you may have few genes in the form of CRY, PA gene. Okay, so this may be important factor once you have a genetic transmission of the cataract. Now it has been found that there is a theory of anticipation. There is a theory of anticipation which says that once you have a genetic cataract, once you have a familial cataract in the family, each successive generation will present with cataract earlier in the age than your primitive parent. Okay, so that means if there is a cataract which is running in my family, so I would have an earlier presentation of the cataract in my youth, then my baby will have a cataract earlier than me in the age. Okay, so this is called as theory of anticipation. That means the presentation of cataract is early in successive age. Okay, so they can have a question to you that theory of anticipation is true for which pathological condition, cataract, glaucoma, retinal degenerations and so on. So the answer would be theory of anticipation is for cataract. Okay, now the next one in the list is your syndromes. So there are various syndromes which are associated with cataract formation, and this is a mnemonic which I have formed for you, and the mnemonic is WALTS. Now WALTS is the mnemonic for syndromes which are associated with cataract. So W here is the Werner's syndrome. Next is the very, very important question. It is Alport's syndrome. From L we have a Loeys syndrome. D is a very common association, Down syndrome, and S is not so common, which is Tickler's syndrome. So these are the syndromes which are mainly associated with cataract. So Alport syndrome is of a lot of importance because Alport syndrome is having other systemic associations like your renal problem, okay? You may have sensory neural deafness, you may have renal conditions, and you have some ocular conditions, ocular things, ocular features also in this syndrome. So one very famous question which is so many times has asked to your examination is presence of anterior lenticonus. So guys, normal shape of the lens is biconvex, okay? Now there is a congenital anomaly where the anterior surface of the lens becomes more conical. So this congenital condition is called as anterior lenticonus. Now lente is pertaining to lens, lente is pertaining to lens, and conus is conical. So this is a congenital anomaly where the anterior surface of the lens becomes more conical, and this is seen in a syndrome known as Alport syndrome. So again, very important to remember A and A. Alport syndrome has anterior lenticonus, okay? Now there is one more association of anterior lenticonus. Another association of anterior lenticonus is Waardenburg syndrome. Waardenburg syndrome. Though this does not have a cataract, but this may have an anterior lenticonus, okay? So Waardenburg syndrome and Alport syndrome both have an anterior lenticonus. Now with this we can remember posterior lenticonus is another congenital anomaly which is seen in the syndrome next to Alport's. So Loeys syndrome has a posterior lenticonus. Loeys syndrome has a posterior lenticonus. Again, a very important question. Now friends, Loeys syndrome also you should know, and you must have read this also in pediatrics. Loeys syndrome is a syndrome which is also known as the oculocerebral renal syndrome, okay? So this is oculocerebral renal syndrome. So Loeys syndrome is also called as oculocerebral renal syndrome. As you can see, it may have ocular features, CNS symptoms, and some renal features. So we are concerned about the ocular ones. One such thing we already know is the presence of congenital cataract. Second, we have already learned here just now that the patient may have a posterior lenticonus also. Apart from these two, the patient may have a small eyeball which is called as microphthalmos. Microphthalmos. Micro means a small, ophthalmos means a small eyeball. So the patient may have a small eyeball, okay? So this at least you must know that there are some things which are associated with Loeys syndrome in the eye. Now what is this association of Down syndrome? Down syndrome may have so many features like a congenital cataract, may have association of keratoconus. Let's write something about the Down syndrome also. So Down syndrome, as we have learned, the patient may have a congenital cataract. The patient may have a mongoloid slant. The patient may have nystagmus, a poor vision, refractive errors may be present. Then you can have brush field spots in the iris here. And there may be an association of keratoconus. And sometimes you may have a VKC, allergic conjunctivitis in patients of Down syndrome. So these are the ocular features of Down syndrome. You must know these as well. Now, so these were the associations of the cataract and the common etiology of the cataract. So let's see a picture of anterior lenticonus. So this is a picture of slit lamp where the anterior most slit is of the cornea. As you can see, this is normal. The second slit is of the lens, and here you see a globular bulge, isn't it? So this globular bulge is something related with the anterior conical part, and this is called as anterior lenticonus. Okay.